Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, the state Supreme Court is set to hear a case involving Arizona's campaign donor disclosure law. We heard from those opposed to the law last night. We'll hear from a supporter tonight. Also tonight, Wishes for Teachers marks 10 years of helping teachers buy classroom supplies. And award-winning authors Isabella Maldonado and Jeffrey Deaver are back with another thriller. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. The Arizona Supreme Court will hear arguments Thursday on Prop 211, the campaign donor disclosure law passed by voters in 2022. The court will focus on what opponents claim are the law's violation of free speech and privacy protections. We heard those arguments last night on Arizona Horizon. Tonight, we hear the other side. And for that, we welcome former Arizona Attorney General Terry Goddard. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ted.
All right,
it's nice to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had you on, but this is a biggie for you. And let's talk about the fact that the Supreme Court is taking on the. Why do you think they decided to hear it?
Well, what they said was they wanted to be sure that the Arizona Constitution, which has a broader definition of free speech, didn't impose a different standard than all the courts that have heard this challenge before have imposed. So that's the question that they've raised. And, you know, I'm just sorry that the dark money apologists that you had on last night refused to have a joint session with me so we could actually discuss these issues so people could hear the back and forth. So
well,
we got to work through you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll do my best to wear the different hat here. But basically what they're saying is that the law, it's an anti-privacy law and that it undermines freedom. How do you respond?
We spent 4 different elections to get what became Proposition 211 on the ballot. Thousands of hours of people passing petitions and trying to get on the ballot. We had some bad breaks, but we finally got it in 2022, and it passed by 72%. The radically divided Arizona said, yes, we think voters should have the right to know who it is that's trying to convince us to go one way or the other in an election. That right to know is the important thing. In Arizona, these opponents have alleged that people are having their privacy violated, that they're going to be doxxed, they're going to be harassed. They couldn't produce a single example in any of the trials that have been held on this issue of somebody being harassed because their contribution to a political candidate was disclosed.
Well, certainly not the 2 anonymous people in this particular suit, but
well, they had the opportunity for years to come up with an example, and they failed to do it.
We heard the example last night at the Center for Arizona Policy. They've received so many threats, death threats, that they've had to hire private security.
Is that because of their contributions? I don't think so. That's because of the very out front attitude they've had on very controversial issues. The issue here is, do the voters have a right to know who it is that's behind the ads? And here in Arizona, we know how much it costs us when we don't know, because a dark money operation basically elected 2 people in 2014 to the Arizona Corporation Commission, and they raised the rates. And that was a direct result of the fact that dark money supported those 2 candidates. And Arizonans want to change that. They believe that this is something that they ought to know, and they have a right to know it. And the Supreme Court over and over again has affirmed that right. They basically said that contributions to a political campaign are not classic speech, and the voters' right to know is more important. That comes out of Citizens United, the case that's usually cited for corporate hegemony.
But this particular case, how is it not a case of donor privacy?
Well, it isn't. It isn't. And the same Constitution that Judge Gould and others have been saying is the reason that we should take special care, that Constitution directed the Arizona legislature to pass a Disclosure Act. In other words, the free speech provision that they're relying on was the same people who wrote that also directed the Arizona legislature to say, if you're going to contribute to a political campaign, we need to know who you are. That's been there since 1912, from then until the present. So millions of Arizonans have contributed to political campaigns. They've never been doxxed, they've never been harassed. I don't know a single example, and the opponents can't show me one that says X, Y, and Z, because of their contribution, has been harassed. But I think the most important thing is they're relying on the Arizona Constitution. I say good. Look to the Arizona Constitution. the same Constitution that required disclosure of political contribution sources.
And yet Judge Gould last night said that the Arizona Constitution has a stronger free speech and privacy protection than even the U.S. Constitution.
Yes, it does. And free speech.
And he says it applies
This
here.
does not apply because, we've had one judge after another hear this case and said, no, that's not the voter's right to know is the thing that's important here. And then you have the same not legislature, but the same constitutional convention that passed that free speech, which is, I've got it right here, but I'm sure you heard it last night. It basically puts it in the positive. In other words, the Constitution of the United States says the negative. Congress shall enact no laws. The Arizona Constitution says every person may speak freely, and they have the opportunity to speak freely. This does not stop that. And there's one other thing that I'm sure he didn't mention, and that is Prop 211. The law in Arizona today for disclosure says that if you're worried that you might be harmed in some way because of the disclosure of your name, because of your contribution, you can opt out. You can simply tell the organization that you've given the money to that you'd rather not have the money go for political ads. That's the only thing that Prop 211 applies to. It's not the activities of the nonprofit. It's not the broad, all the other things that they do. It's only when they buy a political ad and put it on the air. So it's those contributors that we're asking to be disclosed.
And
that's not everybody.
And so when the other side says that this is simply, Prop 211 was simply an attempt to muzzle political opposition, you say
nonsense. And that's why 72% of the Arizona voters said, yes, we want to have that right. We think it's important. Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives have all said this is just a basic part of knowing how to vote. In other words, how can you make a knowledgeable vote? And I go back to the 2014 election when Arizona voters didn't know that their major utility was behind two candidates because it was all dark money. And they voted those people into office, and they turned around and took millions of dollars out of our pocket.
Can a chilling effect, though, I know you don't see a chilling effect here, but let's say we see a little frost here on the edges here. Can a chilling effect equal retaliation in the eyes of the law?
No chilling effect. Never been shown. 1912 was the beginning of disclosure in Arizona. So show me an example, please, of somebody whose activities were somehow curtailed because they made a political contribution. It hasn't happened, and I think that's the first step here. The second part is, are the opponents here trying to say? They never challenge the fact that you and I, when we make a political contribution, have always had to disclose our name, our address, and the name of our employer. That's been the law. Nobody's challenged that. The dark money people today aren't challenging it. What they're saying is a special group of people, the ones who want to give hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to influence an election, should remain secret. It's not everybody's right that they're fighting for. It's for a very small group of very wealthy folks who form 501c3 and C4 nonprofits, and then they go out and hide their identity.
And I was going to ask about that because we're running out of time here. So last question here, close to the last question. Is this statute too broad? Does it sweep too many people in?
Absolutely not. I mean, it is very carefully tailored. I know he's talking about the Banta case in California, which did sweep too many people in. It said every nonprofit has to disclose all its donors all the time. We're not that way. Prop 211 basically says the only contributors that are going to be disclosed give over $5,000. So that cuts an awful lot of people out. The second part is they have the opportunity to opt out. In other words, if they don't want to be disclosed, they can tell the organization that they're contributing to, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm worried about it. So their name is never disclosed. So I think we've covered ourselves very carefully. It's a very precise statute, and it has no connection with the California case that he was talking about.
Former Arizona Attorney General Terry Goddard, good to have you here. Thank you so much for allowing me to wear the hat over here.
Pleasure to be here.
Good
Thank
conversation.
You for conveying the arguments that they should have been here to bring up themselves.
All right.
They were not.
Thank you, Terry.
Cowardice is not virtue.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Looking to jumpstart your career opportunities? Arizona PBS has you covered. Come to the Salvation Army Kroc Center in South Phoenix between 5:30 and 8 p.m. on September 11th. Get expert advice, valuable resources, and discover new opportunities at this free career networking event sponsored by Gateway Community College.
I'm Gulnaz Khan. In Colombia, the indigenous Tairona people are leading the way and showing what true conservation looks like. Join me on an exclusive journey to the heart of the world.
Wednesday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Join us for a special screening of Downton Abbey, the grand finale.
Welcome to 1930.
The world is changing. Families like ours must keep moving to survive.
If Mama were alive, what would she do?
Downton Abbey, the grand finale, only in theaters September 12th.
Become a new sustaining donor and secure your tickets today. Scan the QR code or visit azpbs.org/Downton for more information.
The Fiesta Sports Foundation's Wishes for Teachers is the largest direct classroom support initiative in Arizona. The program aims to help teachers pay for basic classroom supplies. And joining us now is Christina Chumpol. She's the Fiesta Sports Foundation's Chief Impact Officer and Chief of Staff. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me.
And I know you're from the Fiesta Bowl because of that jacket. Boy, you can tell the color. You can see Fiesta Bowl folks a mile away, can't you?
That's right. We want you to spot us a mile away.
Yeah,
so.
well, we do. All right, the Wishes for Teachers. First of all, what is the foundation? Secondly, what's Wishes for Teachers?
Absolutely. Well, I'll start with the Fiesta Sports Foundation. Well, most people know us as the Fiesta Bowl and for our signature elite college football game. The reality is the heart of our organization is giving back to this community in a really intentional way. And so we've pivoted to the Fiesta Sports Foundation, with the Fiesta Bowl being our signature event. But the work that's happening in communities across Arizona, it's the heart of our organization. And that signature program within that really is the Wishes for Teachers program.
And that program basically just helps teachers with supplies that they are now having to buy on their own.
Oh, goodness, yes. You know, this is year 10 of this program. And where it started was that we knew that far too often teachers were dipping into their own pockets to support their classroom. And we wanted to support that. And so it's grown tremendously over the years, impacting thousands of teachers, millions of students. But again, it's about teachers know their students the best, they know their classroom the best. Let's get them the resources that they need to make impact happen.
What have some of the wishes been over the years?
You know, we see it all, whether it's basic needs and simple technology requests or, you know, flexible seating options, updated furniture. But then we see unique things like teachers who want to start a pantry in their classroom because sometimes their students are coming a little bit hungry and they worry about when they leave what their next meal is going to be. We've had teachers who want to make sure that their kids are getting eyeglass screening because they're struggling to see the whiteboard.
Yeah.
We see it all. And again, the power here is giving the teachers that chance to make the impact themselves.
So on average, how much would a teacher receive?
Each wish is $2,500. And so this year we are doing $1.5 million. So over 500 teachers will get their wish granted.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay, the application process. What if I'm a teacher and I want $2,500 because I want to buy, you know, the piano and the ski set that I keep hearing people need for education?
Well, we're going to make it easy for you because we know that teachers are stretched thin. They've got a lot on their plates already. So the last thing they need is a long grant application. So wishesforteachers.org. It's a 5-minute application. K through 12, public or charter, that's who we're serving. And again, 5-minute application. Tell us your wish, let us make it happen.
Are there prerequisites involved here at all?
Really, that's it. A K through 12 teacher in the state of Arizona, public or charter school, it's as simple as that. So the eligibility is immense. Thousands of teachers across the state are eligible, and we hope they all apply.
Well, if thousands are eligible, how many actually get it again?
So it'll be about 550 this year that are granted their wish. We're also doing some school wishes, so more on that, but there's good chances.
Okay, but I was going to say, there is
What
still,
are the odds?
Is it a random selection?
And it has to be, because how could we ever choose?
Okay.
All of these teachers are so deserving, so it is a lottery system. We traditionally see upwards of 4,000 to 5,000 applications come in. Wow. We want that number to keep growing so that we can keep granting more wishes.
And the application period is
It is
this
open
month, right?
now, yes. The month of September, it opened on the 2nd through the 30th. Again, 5 minutes, wishesforteachers.org. We make it super simple, but take that 5 minutes in this month teachers apply.
You kind of let something slip there about a wishes for schools.
I know,
what's
I know.
all that?
Well, because that impact, we want it to keep growing. And so we know the teachers are the heart and soul of these classrooms, but as we look to keep making sure that we're growing our investment, this year there will be 3 schools who are granted $50,000 wishes.
Wow.
And so we keep stepping in this space. Education is one of our main pillars, and we want to keep showing up in this space.
Have you seen, and last question here, and we appreciate your time, have you seen more interest in this over the years, as it seems like public school funding has had its problems?
Absolutely. Our wishes, the application numbers continue to grow, both on the school and on the teacher side, and so we know that they need our support.
And where do they go now to apply and learn more?
Wishesforteachers.org, 5-minute application. We hope they apply.
All right, Christina Chumpel, Fiesta Sports Foundation, Wishes for Teachers. Good stuff. Love the jacket.
Thank you.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, a major downward revision to the jobs numbers adds to economic uncertainty. That's at 6 on Arizona PBS.
Award-winning authors Isabella Maldonado and Jeffrey Deaver have written a whole bunch of books on their own, and they're now out with a follow-up to their first murder mystery collaboration. That first book was titled Fatal Intrusion. This new book is titled The Grave Artist, and it continues with the combined crime-solving efforts of a federal agent and a private security expert. We welcome Isabella Maldonado to Arizona Horizon, and a welcome as well to Jeffrey Deaver, who also joins us. Good to have you both here. Thanks for joining us.
Our pleasure.
All right, Isabella, you're the local author here. We're going to start with you.
Okay.
When did you two decide, hey, let's get together and write a mystery novel?
Well, it started as a joke. We were at a conference in Chicago together, and we were in the green room, and we just started joking about, wouldn't it be funny to write a novel together? And then we bumped into each other again in New York at another crime author or also attendee conference, and we kind of talked about it again, a little bit less jokey, and then finally we bumped into each other again at the Poisoned Pen in Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, we sat down together and we got serious, and we were like, maybe this needs to happen.
Well, how does it happen, Jeff? How do two writers write a book?
Well, it's very fortunate that Isabella and I have a very similar writing style. We write what we call thrillers. Now, there's a distinction there. Crime writing is divided into two categories: thrillers, which ask the question, what's going to happen? Will we stop the terrorist? Will we find the serial killer? As opposed to a murder mystery, which asks what happened, a la Agatha Christie or Murder, She Wrote, that sort of thing. They're both fun. But we write this, pedal to the floor kind of fast-paced thing. We both write that. We write from, as a technical term, third-person point of view. We jump into other characters' heads, and we said, let's try it.
Was it easier this time than last time?
In the sense that we kind of had an idea of how we were going to do it. In that sense, yes, but every book is a challenge.
Yeah, did you find the same thing? I mean, you've written so many books. I don't want to say formulaic, but after the first one, did you say, there's steps here that I recognize?
Well, Ted, I'll say there's nothing wrong with the word formulaic. I mean, I fly a lot on book tours. That airplane was built by a formula. We like that. It works. We don't want somebody to say, let's put an engine here, let's put the instruments here. So we had the formula, and we stick true to that form, that template, and we just stay with that.
Well, that raises the question, what makes a good mystery, crime, whodunit, whatever, that whole genre, what makes a good novel?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that does, and we made sure we did it here, is even though, like Jeff was saying, there's this sort of template or whatever, but it's the originality that you bring to that. And in this case, we really wanted to be really original, and we did. And people are telling us, they're like, we've never seen anything like this before. This is fresh.
Yeah, please.
The other thing we have to say is that we do this not for ourselves. I mean, we get to sit down in front of our desk, our dog's at our feet, and we make stuff up. Does life get any better than that? But we do this for readers, and every minute of our writing process is this going to be good for readers? And I'll give you a fast example. No children are hurt in the books. There's no explicit gore. There's a lot of suspense.
Yes.
But no animals. Oh, we never hurt an animal.
Well, but is there someone on your shoulder saying, that's not going to work, or, Joe in Glendale may not get that?
The spirit of the reader. That's who's looking over our shoulders every minute.
Yeah. Do you find the same thing?
Yes, we do. And also, the cool thing is about, that we're both experienced, we edit each other ruthlessly. And we trust each other. And so that way, if one of us is like, I don't know about this, then we look at that very seriously.
I noticed one of the blurbs on this latest one says it is, quote, intentionally misguiding until the final reveal. Is that what makes a good mystery crime solve?
We have 3 surprise endings in this book, as we did with Fatal Intrusion. And you know why? Readers are so smart. It's so irritating. We come up with what we think is a great twist. They're going to figure that out. Let's put another one in.
Did you know what the ending was going to be when you started?
Yeah, in the sense that we do outline, so we know kind of where it's going. Now, the outline is not chiseled in stone.
Right.
We do deviate and we reconfigure, but we do have an idea. We know where we're going.
Because I was going to say, I interview authors all the time, and I always ask, did the characters go off and do something you weren't planning on them doing?
Well, they can offer suggestions.
They tried.
They
try that a few times in my books, and they're the next victims. Out they go.
When you're writing, and you're there with the dog at your feet and a little person on your shoulder, do you go, oh, this is good stuff?
Well, when that happens, I'm a little suspect because, you see, I should be like the airline pilot, and she sits down and she's very unemotional. She looks at the instruments. Big storm ahead. Oh, I don't care. I see a big storm. Beautiful sunset. I don't care. I'm all about getting the passengers where they're going. That's what I concentrate on, and we've decided that between us, we have that same attitude.
You agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you're writing, do you ever give yourself the creeps? I mean, you can give yourself the creeps on some of this stuff.
Well, there's all kinds of different emotions can come out, and sometimes like my throat will tighten, or sometimes I get, I'm like, ooh, that is really creepy, But that's good because I'm like, that's hopefully what the reader is experiencing.
Yeah, is that the same stuff?
And I teach courses in writing. I tell my students if they look at something and they think, well, this is wrong, it's nonsense. I say, don't be mad at yourself. You just identified a problem. Get in there and fix it. You're a craftsperson. Roll up your sleeves and fix it.
That's a lot of people think that you can't write a great American novel until the muse comes crushing you and you can't do anything but write. But this is work. You have to sit at your desk and work.
Absolutely. You can't wait. You can't be precious. You can't wait for the muse. And for us, I mean, Jeff and I are both working writers. We are under contract. multiple contracts all the time. You can't just be like, yeah, breach of contract, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
No, you get to work.
I think Jack London said, the great author said, you can't wait for the muse, you have to go after it with a club.
Yes.
I love that.
He did say that.
That's a great line. Jeffrey, and as far as you're concerned, former journalist, folk singer.
I know.
And,
out of deference to you and your viewers, I'm not going to sing.
You're not going to sing? Okay. And an attorney.
That's right.
And yet being a writer won out, huh?
Well, I'll tell you, like Isabella, another coincidence between us, we wanted to write from a very young age. But, you know, Mozart was composing when he was 4. Jackson Pollock was pouring paint on his mother's, laundry room floor when he was 3 or whatever. Writers have to live a while. They have to experience things. So I did journalism, folk singing, and then an attorney for a while. And then in my 30s, I knew now it's time.
Yeah.
And then I've been doing this full-time now for 45 years.
And you were involved, we talked before, you've been involved in law enforcement.
Right.
And when did you realize it was time?
Well, like Jeff, I knew I wanted to write, but I probably at the same time, maybe in my late 30s, early 40s, I knew it was time. But at that point, I was full tilt busy with my law enforcement career. And I was a captain on the police department, so I was on call 365 days a year, 24/7. I didn't have time until I retired. So after 22 years with a gun and badge, that's when I finally had time to actually write.
So you couldn't say to a suspect, hold on, I've got a plot idea. Let me drop this down.
Repeat that statement again. I think I'll use it. Real quickly, is there another team effort in the works?
Oh, indeed. Yes, we got the outline done, and we're turning to that. Now, we write for other publishers as well.
Right.
But we're navigating that right now. So next year, maybe we'll come back and visit with that.
Yeah, you're certainly invited. And Isabel, you're always invited as well. And it must be exciting to have, I just think, just touching a book. You must be so excited to know you wrote that.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, Isabella Maldonado and Jeffrey Deaver again. It's The Grave Artist, and it certainly starts with a wallop. Holy smokes. It's good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks.
And that is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.